Start a recording. Yeah. Okay. So first thing is user management. So there is a one small topic is always pending for any batch, that is contact. Okay. But I will tell these things. Okay. If possible, I will cover it also. But first of all, we'll see about a user management. So when we done a process management, now we do user management. Okay. So for this one, guys, here we should see how to add a user, how to modify user, how to delete user. So these three things in the user management. So with user management, additionally, we need to know how to add a group. Okay, how to modify the group. Actually, modifying group, deleting group is not much mandatory, because if you require, then only we use group kind of stuff. So unnecessarily we don't touch it. But important is how to add a group is very important. Okay. Next. Next is when you are adding a user. When you are adding a user, okay. So after adding a user, you must give password. You must give password to user. Add user and give the password to the user. Second one is, okay, how to change the password is also passwd command. So passwd command is used to give password to user, give, or exactly say change password to a user. So that's the command is password space user. So password is okay. So compulsory. How to add a user? The command is user add. How to modify the user? User mod. Okay. How to delete the user? Userdel. Lot of options are there, guys. That's a different thing. How to give password for a user? This one only. Okay. So how to add a group? Group add. Modify the group? Group mod. Usually we don't modify, very less times only. Delete. Groupdel. So these are the basic command structure. Next one is important files in the user management. Important files for a user management. What are the important files? /etc is a directory. Under directory we have a file, passwd file. /etc group, another file. /etc shadow file. Okay. This file contains user information. I will show you what information, how it is look like. This is contains group information. This is contains users password information. So put a password information on the shadow file. So mainly password information or password settings. These three files are very important, guys. You must know how to read a less command, cat command, or any command you use it. You must read these files in the entire complete exercise. Okay. So this is it. First of all, already I told you are verify after you done a command. Okay, so compulsory you must read the things, then only you can able to do it. So that is next. How to add a user? Before going to add a user, compulsory check your passwd file. Okay, so it is always try to use with the root, so no confusion. Okay, do all the practicals with a root user. Okay, this is my root user. Who am I? So yeah, clearly my username is root only. Okay, guys, first /etc/passwd. So users list is started with a root. You can see it is a user list. Root, bin, all these are users only. All these are users only. Our last user is our student 13. Actually, we want this information. Okay, we want this information. So all remaining is, if you look at no sign, no login, no login, no login, no login, but it is bin bash. Same go for a root, bin bash. Bin bash meaning is user can able to log in. It is a login shell. Okay, no login accounts are not for login purpose. There are just service accounts. There are like a service account. The first one, why I use a less, because I don't want to get so much of data, and I got some information here that is like this. Guys, remember, bin bash means it's a login shell, and the user who are having bin bash, they can log into Linux system. People who are having a been no login, there are service account people. These are all service account, means just an account name, not for a normal user login. Okay, our information required into this part. So that's a mistake. What is a mistake? I given L instead of 1. I have only one main user, then I use that user. Okay, so this is the command. So I want a last line only. I don't want all the lines because this is the user. So guys, when you see this one, this is the username. The first one is username. X represent password, but no password here. User ID, group ID, group ID. Okay. Next. This is just a comment. We declare up to comment. This is users home directory. This is login shell. So when you log in, you got a bash shell. So that is a login shell. This is a login shell. This is users home directory. This is just a comment, like, user HR, like that, so username is there, but user has some comment like a full names, or a IT department or area, like that, so you can get it. Okay, this is not important. But guys, remember, this is the login name. Every user has a user ID. Every user must be in a primary group. Every user must have their directory, home directory. Every user must have a login shell. Every user must have a password. Every user must have a password. Okay. Every user must have password in Linux. Okay. So this is the command to give the password. Okay. So this is your user information. Now I want to create a user. So what I'm going to do is I will create a user. Some user I will create. User add. Username is student 13B. Okay. I'm creating a user. User add 13B. User is added. You want to know user is added or not? So how to verify? Tail hyphen space 2. See, user is added. User is added. Okay. User is added 13B. So this is a username. See, 101 is user ID and this one. And also you can verify different ways. ID student 13B. Okay. See, this is the user ID of user, group ID, and group name. If you see the group name and username is same. If you look at this information, user ID, group ID same, username, group name is also same. I will tell why it is. Okay. And also I will show you another one. ID student 13A. Same thing. You can look at this one. When you look at the user, see, user ID, group ID same, username, group name is also same only. Okay. Also, I will show you tail space -2 slash etc slash group. I have to get a group information. So this is, you can able to see the group. Guys, comments are less, more in a verification for understanding. See, these two are groups. This is group ID, group ID. So what is that meaning of this group and group ID kind of stuff? We'll look at here. Okay. Yeah, one more is there. So I told totally 3 files to verify. Shadow. This is the password file. This is the password file. So password file means it stores the password of users and password related settings. See, this is the user 13A. A's user password in the encryption format. This is entirely password. Okay. It is a level of encryption. 6 represent level of encryption. This is encrypted password. And this is a different story. 0, 999, 7 is a different story. Okay. So the meaning of this 0 represent minimum password age. Minimum password age. Maximum password age. Warning. Warning. Before password will be expire like this. And it is showing like this, but it is showing like something. Meaning is you didn't given a password for a user. You didn't give password for a 13B. You are not yet given a password. So now we are giving a password. So I'm giving a password. The password is also same thing. If in case you feel to type the password name and username same, like a difficult name you are typing, choose simple like a admin@123. Okay. So and you have to type in once. Don't get a doubt in middle. Again, you have to check it. Shadow. You can see this is also showing password. Okay. This is the password. How to give the password. New password, bad password, like that it is showing. So out of all, I want to tell again. I want to tell again very simple way without creating again. So I will tell one by one. First one is you add a user. So I'm writing guys here. So look at what to do to create a user like this. User add. Once you add a user, what to do? Declare the password. What to do? Tell the password. And once you given a password, start verifying. Start verifying under different files. Okay. So first one is ID, username. ID. Okay. First ID, username. Next, you can use cat or less. Anything you want. You can go to cat, less, tail kind of stuff. Anything. /etc passwd /etc group /etc shadow. Okay. So these three files compulsory verify. How you verify, that is depends upon you guys. You can use cat command, less command, more command, okay, or a tail command. Anything you can use, that is depends upon you how to verify. Guys, understand how to add a user?
Yes, sir.
Very good.
Yeah.
I need a name, Manasi. Okay, Manasi is there, so we'll take Manasi.
Yes, sir.
Manasi. I'm going to create a user, Manasi. But again, if I create a user like this with this name, again group name is also same. Okay, I'm going to yes, this is there. Very good. Okay, try to understand, guys. User group. So when you are creating a user, already I told you why it is same names are there. So that is the thing. Okay. You create a user, and when you are creating a user, you are not telling the user should add it to which group. For example, you create a user one, you didn't tell this group called a primary group. Okay. You didn't tell user should we go to which primary group. You are not telling. You are student. Sorry, you created a user and you said add user, but you didn't say which group it should be also added like that. It should be a member of which group. It should be which group. You didn't tell, so automatically it creates its own name only. So user one is a username, user one group name, and user one user is a member of user one group. Okay, so this is a group declaration is happening here. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'll create a group first. For example, I will create a group one. Next time onwards, whenever you are adding a user, so I will tell add a user to this particular group as a primary group. Okay. So there is a two type of groups are there, primary and supplementary groups. Primary group and supplementary group. So every user must be in a primary group, in a group. Okay. So as a primary group. Okay. So that is very important. If you are not saying a user is should be added to which group, automatically user is adding to a group with its own name only. So that is happened with our student one. So you can see username and group name is there same. Why? Because of when I'm creating this user, I said user add. Okay. When I creating this user, I said user add like this name and user ID. Okay, username and a group name means automatically it is added. So first of all, how to add a group? First of all, I want to add a group. Okay, B12. So we'll see. First, I'm going to add a group. Group add group 12, for example. Okay, I'm adding a group first. Group add group 12. Next, I'm going to add the user. Okay, so like a user add like this. So what happens here if I add like this? If I add like this, what happens? Username is and group name is wrong, right? Username is okay, but group name is also group also creates automatically this group and the user is joined to that group only. I don't want like this. I want group must be group 1 2. Okay, group must be group 1 2. So how to create hyphen small g group 1 2. Don't put a capital G. Capital G is a supplementary group. Okay. So I want to create a user. I want to add a user. But while I'm adding a user, user should not create its own name group. It should be added to this group only. This group only. Okay. So we'll see that one, how to implement. Okay. By listening, it may confuse. By doing, it may be less confused, I think, for you. This is small letters. 18, 20, 22. Oh. Okay. So here it is. Again, before you do, check it. After you done, check it. So that is a common thing, right? So compulsory check the passwd file first. Check the last three. Okay. Next, go to shadow file. You can use any command to do it. So no, sorry. Go to group. So what are the groups are there? Student 13A, student 13B. If I put a command, student user add Manasi, what happened? Manasi user will be added and a Manasi group will be created. Manasi user is added to Manasi group. So I don't want to go like that. First, I want to add a group add. So put a tail space -3/etc/group. First, verify what are the group names. Then add group. Group add. If you want to declare your own group ID, you can also declare the group ID. You can also declare the group ID if you want to put yourself any ID, but must be more than 1000. Make sure it is higher than existing any higher number. Okay. So like this also you can add it. Otherwise, directly you can add it. I am adding directly. Group is added. Verify. Group is added. Group ID is this one and this is the group name. Group ID is automatically came. You can manually manually also assign or modify. This is the group name. Now I'm adding a user add -g group name or a group ID. You can give group name or a group ID also you can give. Small g represent primary group. And now added. Now I'm added. So ID. You see user ID, user name, group ID, group name. So this is how to add a user and the user in the a particular group. In this group, you can add multiple users. In this group, you can add a multiple users. I will add a Durga is easy name. Naveen is also there. So we'll see. Same thing. Guys, I want to add a user as well as user must be in this group. How to put a command? User add group 1 2. Next group ID. Sorry, user name. And verify username group. It means these users, these two users are belongs to same group only. These two users are belongs to same group only. So verify from here. I remove this last 5. Passwd first. Like this. See, user ID, group ID. Sorry, user ID, but group ID is same. Group ID is same. Okay, so this is like that. Next one is group. It is only one group is created. So unlike this one, Mansi or Durga groups are not created because I added to this group only. Okay. Next. I'll go to this. Okay. The question is like, guys, I want to create a user. Username is Vijay because it's a small name. Okay. And this is again B. Why we need a B? We'll go up. It's very small name I'm trying. Swapnil is also small. Rohan is also small. Okay. Exercise is this is users. Okay. These are the add these users. When you are adding these users, you add to a group also. Okay. The group name is group 13. Okay. Now tell me how to do this one. Add these users, and when you're adding, add these users to this group. Now tell me how to do it. There's 13 people. Or anyone? First, guys, it is 5:45.
First, can we create like a group and then we can
Very
add
good.
users?
First, create
Group.
group. Okay. Yes, very good. First, create a group. The group name is group 13. So first of all, put a command group
Groupadd.
add
Groupdel.
Okay. Comments are okay. Comments is always we know the command. Process is very important. Very good. That is very good. Okay. Group add a group 13. Okay. Group is created. You want to verify first. Actually, we have to verify. We didn't verify. No problem. So less. I'm using less because so many things are created. So group. Yeah, group is created or not. So go to down. Yeah, group 13 is created. 1003 is a group ID. Okay. Next, you have to add a user, right?
Yes, sir.
You have to start adding user. Command is
Useradd.
useradd
-G.
Any name. -G.
Group
Name.
group 13
Group.
name.
I want to add a username is Vijay. User add -G. Actually, before you do, you must verify the user is existing or not. Okay, you must verify user is name is already given or not. Compulsory. Otherwise, it will throw an error. Okay. Next, verify user is created or not. Okay, and also you can verify in this one. Okay, Vijay is created. Q. I have to give the password for Vijay. User is created, but you have to give the password, right? Command.
Password. PSS.
passwd.
Very good. Now, password is also given. So this is the process. Again, you have another user.
Same procedure. Group 13.
Tell me. ID Rohan and less. Verify from here also. Go down. And Rohan is created. Vijay and Rohan both are in same primary group. Okay. Next. Password. Password. Rohan. Then give the password. I'm giving same names only. Authentication successful. This is, guys, you must create a 4, 5, 10 users. This is your machine, right? You can create number of users also. So that is what I'm trying to show you. Okay. I think you got the point.
Yes, sir.
So group add, how to verify which group user is belongs to. Okay. The change group kind of stuff also we are doing practice, right? So that is also we should practice. Not finished, don't worry. I'm removing this syntax. Leave it like that, no problem. This is adding a user to a particular group. Okay. So the second part here is modifying user and deleting user. Modifying user and deleting user. Okay. So I will cut up to here. Okay. So this is user management. This is the part 1. User management. This is part 1. We'll go to part 2. So you won't get confused while you are doing also.